Hey guys, hey friends, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the vlog. Welcome to today's video. Welcome to it. Welcome. I always get so weird. Welcome. I hope you guys are having the best day ever. I know, I'm not. Kidding, I'm having a pretty good day. It's a good day. I have these really sweet earrings in, so it's a good day, sis. Which, by the way, you can find these earrings. I'll leave a link down below. Thank you so much, Scarlett. Well, Scarlett Jade Designs, it's Amanda, but still, love her. Happy whatever day it is. I need to stop saying that. It's probably your Friday, so happy Friday. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Today's video, I gave you guys a choice on my Instagram, so if you are not following me on Instagram, why? I've mentioned this so many times. I love Instagram. I like Instagram. Go follow me on Instagram. But on my Instagram, I gave you guys a choice, a poll between talking about 10 of my favorite Netflix shows or how I grew my channel here on YouTube. I was shocked. An overwhelmingly large amount of humans wanted me to talk about Netflix over YouTube, which I was just like, that's interesting. Because I get so many questions about like how I grew my channel and everything, which I really truly don't have that much advice. But I did in yesterday's video ask you guys to leave me questions about YouTube. So if you haven't checked out that video, I will leave it linked up here. Go check out that video. It's a Q&A with John and I am going to answer questions eventually about YouTube. So make sure you leave your questions over there. Hey. So today's video is going to be 10 of my favorite Netflix shows, series, things I've watched on Netflix over the years, John and I and just me. These are 10 of my absolute favorites, and these are 10 shows that I've watched more than once. So I am a movie junkie. I live for Netflix. I feel like Netflix is just everything. Who doesn't? You know, we're in that era of the world and of the times where, you know, Netflix is life. Netflix and chill, Netflix and snacks. Netflix is everything. It's everything. We watch a show every single night. That's our way of really coming together and spending quality time together. And then I have shows that I watch religiously just to make me feel good. You know, those kinds of shows. So I'm gonna give you 10 of my favorite Netflix series that I've watched more than once, that I love, and that I would obviously recommend to all of you. These aren't like revolutionary shows, and spoiler alert, none of them are scary. I don't like scary things. I don't like scary movies. I just don't do it. They're oh my gosh. My own bitch trying to play me. I don't do scary things. I just don't. I don't like it. The world is scary enough, and my anxiety says no, we don't need to watch things like that. So yeah, you want to get into the list? Yeah, let's do it. My very first and my favorite, I have lots of favorite shows, like a lot. And all of these are some of my favorites. But this is the show that I turn to constantly to make me feel warm and fuzzy and good inside. And that is Gilmore Girls. Duh. I love Gilmore Girls. I live for Gilmore Girls. I did not watch it as like a young adult, like teen, but I did start watching it when we lived in Jacksonville. So it was like 2015. That is my first Netflix binge aside from Grey's Anatomy, which didn't make the list. We'll touch on that later. But Gilmore Girls was the first show that I watched. That was like when we lived in Jacksonville, it was a really interesting, really not so fun time in our life. And that show, like escaping to Stars Hollow every night, was just everything to me, and it still is. It just brings me all the warm and fuzzy feelings. I want to live in Stars Hollow. I want to be friends with Lorelai. I am Lorelai. Like, I just love that show. Highly recommend. It's good. Even John, like, he doesn't love it and he won't like ask to watch it, but he doesn't like totally turn away when it's on. So Gilmore Girls is my number one show. I love it. I think the reboot was shit, but that's just my opinion. Number 2 is obvious. It's The Office. This show, I can't even. We started watching The Office, what was it, like 7 months ago? We watched it for the first time all the way through. I can't believe we didn't watch it. What happens with The Office is it takes a few episodes, especially if you've never seen it before, to like really get into it, because you're like, what the heck am I watching? It's not a show that you would typically be like, oh, I love this. Like, it grows on you, and when it hits you, boy, it hits you. And we are fully invested, and we're watching it now for the second time, and I have to say, watching it again, like, and knowing all the characters and knowing Dwight and Pam and Jim, like, I love it even more now. I love it. It's so good. And everybody talks about The Office. It's one of those shows that everybody's pretty much watched. If you have not watched it or you've watched a few episodes, you're like, I just can't get into it. It's just not my kind of show. Give it a second chance. Seriously, because Pam and Jim's love story alone is like reason enough to watch it. Honestly, it gets better and you learn to love everybody, even Toby. If you've not watched that show, you need to watch that show. It's such a good show. And I know a lot of you have messaged me and be like, I just can't get into it. Get into it. Get into it. And then once you get through it, you're gonna be like, I can't believe I lived my life without watching this. You're welcome. Number 3 is Parks and Rec. Okay, I was hesitant to watch this show, but it's basically The Office. It's like it's not The Office, but it's basically The Office. Like, so if you like The Office, you will absolutely 1000% like Parks and Rec. We loved it. We watched it all the way through. It slows down a little like the last season, but honestly, it's a good show. I watch like random episodes of it sometimes. That's how I know it's good. If I go back to it and I just like watch some of my favorite episodes, it's a good one. Parks and Rec is good. It really is. It's definitely Office-like. And John works like for our city and it's a similar situation in the city. So we got a kick out of the show. It's actually really funny. I think you'll really enjoy it. Okay, I've had enough. Seriously, go watch that show. Also, back to The Office, leave your favorite episode of The Office down below if you've watched it. Please. And I'll leave mine down below too. Number 4, Designated Survivor. Oh my gosh. We just finished this like last month. It's so good. I want Tom Kirkman as my president. Designated Survivor has Kiefer Sutherland in it. Never was into him, but I wasn't born in the 80s. I'm a 90s baby, so that just wasn't my deal back then. But Designated Survivor, if you do nothing else, please watch that show. It's relevant, it's still new, and they're bringing back another season of it, and it's so freaking good. You get so invested. Like, see, I'm like, already. It's so good. The first episode, you're just like, oh my god, it's crazy. Like, it's insane, and it's so good. And Kiefer Sutherland is a silver fox. I'm sorry, someone has to say. He's a little short for my liking, but honestly, like, I'd still, like, how do I put this? I wouldn't, like, but, like, I think he's hot. I don't even like short guys, and he's hot. So, go watch it. Not just because Kiefer's hot, but just because it's such a good show. It's so good. Number 5 is New Girl. Who else has watched New Girl? John and I actually really love that show, and I think it's over now. Is it? I don't know, but I like Zoe Deschanel or whatever her name is. I think she's super cute and funny, and it's a weird sense of humor. We have like weird sense of humor in this house, so we totally get shows like that. And any show that's like lighthearted and funny like that John will watch with me is always a good one. And I too watch those on repeat. It's funny. It's light, and it's a cute show. So New Girl is number 5. Next is Switched at Birth. This is a show that I actually used to watch when we had cable. Fun fact, we do not have cable anymore. It was the best thing we ever did. We have really great internet and Netflix and Hulu and HBO and all the things. But I watched Switched at Birth when it was on television, and I loved it. I loved it. I actually learned some sign language from that show. So that's fun, but I think that's a really good one. It's a little bit more drama. I did watch Pretty Little Liars. It did not make the list, only because Pretty Little Liars, I'm a pansy, and it scared me. There was episodes where I was like, this, yes, Pretty Little Liars, I was covering my eyes. So please don't judge me. That's who I am. I'm a scaredy cat. Switched at Birth is really good, and we love inclusion, and we love a good storyline, and we love a good love story, and it's just really overall there's lots of lessons to be learned in that show, so that's a really good one as well. Next is The West Wing. The West Wing. The West Wing is still on Netflix, but it's an older show. It's from like the early 2000s, I think. My mom watched it when I was a kid. It's so good. It's like Designated Survivor is like the new amped up West Wing. So if you did watch West Wing back in the day, you will definitely love Designated Survivor. Oh, that show's so good. But The West Wing, John and I really loved, and there's like 1,000 seasons of it, and it's just really good. And educational to a point. I mean, how educational can it really be? But it's really good. That made the list because we really enjoyed it, and I watched episodes of that sometimes as well. Okay. I'm getting really good at that. Next is Mad Men. Mad Men is such a good show. Fun fact, I am obsessed with the 60s and the 50s. I love antiques and decor and just the whole vibe of that time, like just beautiful dresses and just, it was just a different time. I like going back in time or going to places where I can escape reality. That's just how, like, I like to read too, so, you know, it kind of goes hand in hand. Mad Men is very, very good. And it's basically about marketing in those days, and it, like, a bunch of storylines. There's like a bunch of storylines that come off of it, but overall it was a really good show. John and I watched it, and I think after we finish The Office, we're gonna watch Mad Men again, because it's been like 5 years since we watched it. It's still on Netflix. It's so good. I highly recommend that show. 5 out of 5. Next is Narcos. Narcos is so good. John really loved this show. It's about like the Colombian cocaine cartel. That's it. The cartel not Chapo. Pablo Escobar, like that whole situation. There's 3 seasons of it on Netflix. It's really, really, really good. It's a little more violent than I like, but I really am into drug shows. It's a weird thing to say, but like I really am into drug shows, and it's really, really good. If you have a husband or a man in your life who likes like action-y shows, that's a good one, and there's a good storyline. I don't know, overall, and I learned a lot about Pablo Escobar, and honestly I kind of started to love him after watching that show, and then I realized he died, or they killed him, and I was kind of sad. Isn't that crazy? Because he was not a nice man. Like, he did really bad things, but like the storyline is so good in the show that you get invested in his life. I love shows like that where I fall in love with somebody you're not supposed to fall in love with. That was me and Pablo. He's like literally Robin Hood. It's so sad, but not sad because he was bad. I don't know. You know, I'm conflicted. That's how good it is. Narcos, number 9. And the last one, the final one, because girl, you've been talking for so long. Hart of Dixie. Y'all, Hart of Dixie is such a cute show. I like Rachel Bilson, I think that's her name. I watched The OC as a kid. If they put that on Netflix, I would watch it in a heartbeat. I don't even remember the storylines of that show, but I was invested in that show back in the day. I really like her. It's a cute show. It's super easy to watch because it's like, I don't know, it's just easy to watch. There's not like, it's not super dramatic. It's just, and plus everybody in the cast is really good looking. That helps. And it's just a really cute show. And it's like one of those towns like Stars Hollow. Bluebell is where I want to live. Like, that is my dream town. A little picturesque, like tiny little southern town with like southern bells and cute little bakeries, and everybody's nice, and like I want to live in a town like that. My town is like kind of like that, but not really. But it's halfway. That's why we're small town living folks. We are not the kind to like live in the big city. We did it, we hated it, probably won't ever do it again unless we had to, but we are small town folks, and that's why I love Hart of Dixie so much. I watch that show if I'm scared. Like, if I'm having a night where I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't go to sleep, I need to watch something not scary, I watch Hart of Dixie because Bluebell makes me happy. And so does George Tucker. Like, listen to that name, George Tucker. How cute of a name is that? Oh my gosh. George Tucker Brazee. I love that show. That's my number 10. So those are my 10 Netflix shows that I love, 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 love. Make sure you guys down below leave me your favorite Netflix show and let me know all the characters and all the things that you guys love so, so much. I'm always interested in hearing what you guys love to watch. A lot of people like scary stuff. I do not like scary stuff, so please don't make me watch scary stuff. But you guys let me know what your favorite show is down below, and I will see you guys next time. Have the best day. Bye, friend.